Nice, nice. We just got a quarter cow from my parents. Yeah, that was basically what happened with us. Like my parents live on a ranch, so they were like, "Hey, we found a bull at auction. Do you want it? Here's the price. We'll house and feed and butcher for you." Like, and then we split it with some other family. Yup, makes the grocery bill a lot more manageable. Seems we are having technical issues for this stream. Yeah, Clay they're having trouble with voice. Yeah, no, I haven't checked your stream yet, although I probably should. Um, yeah, it's probably fine. And I can hear myself through the stream. We are good.
Good. Okay, so I'm on, and I've turned down my gain, so there probably won't be as much white noise. It's just means I'm going to be quieter, at least at first.
Oh, we're still waiting on the game to start up anyway. So you can always cut this part out of the YouTube recordings if it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Whenever I go to move it to YouTube.
Interested to see how Dinah handles this pair. It's a lot of beef for the B.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Aaron.
Eh,
Stream is going, by the way.
that
Just
would
the early
require
heads
me to
up now.
load Twitch.
Mostly just wanted to let you know that anything you say could be heard.
Yes. Right, because I have been unnecessarily snide on stream a few times.
Yeah.
Yes. if anyone is watching this VOD who had their feelings hurt by the last time I did that, I apologize.
Hello.
Testing. Can you hear me, Twisted?
Okay, I can hear Gehghis.
All right, and I could hear Dajan earlier, so
Okay.
he must be right and that it's on his end.
Yeah, probably.
Oh well, thanks for testing with me. So I'm not sure that
You're
I'm not
welcome.
crazy.
Yeah.
Had time?
Okay, so yeah, it's on Gehghis or Dajan's end. The audio problems they're having.
I didn't even know that they were having audio problems.
Yeah, they've been talking about it in the chat.
I was about to ask if you were in the game chat yet.
Oh, yeah, I just got in.
Okay. Then yeah, it wouldn't be there for you. They asked if one of the spectators can jump over and see if they can be heard.
Oh, sure, I can do that.
I already did. I can hear Gehghis, but I can't hear Dajan. If Dajan said anything.
Are they using TTS chat?
Discord.
Discord, they just couldn't hear each other.
Okay. Each other. Oh, I understand what happened now. All right.
Well, I'm guessing either one of them had push to talk on, because that's what happens to me a lot, or someone's speakers needs to be reset or something. Gehghis said he could hear Dajan earlier, so it's probably not the push to talk thing.
Depending on what he's using for his mic, he might have just like bumped it in the wrong way, and the like physical switch flipped, right?
Hey, Tech,
Hey,
Hey, Tech.
we are on stream, just in case you wanted to be catty.
I would never.
That is the thing I know about you, Tech. You never shit talk.
I've never shit talked in my life.
What? The guy who designed a social deduction game has never shit talked? Color me
Nope.
surprised.
You can read me like an open book. I have nothing to hide.
Except when you're playing your game.
Nope. Always tell the truth.
Yeah, I know. I played it with you.
Well, there's a difference between always telling the truth and never hiding anything. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's why you just have to be very direct and explicit.
I can say with utter confidence that I have never lied once in my life.
If you believe that, I've got proof. Sorry.
That patrol base, that is a bold choice.
Sends a message.
so are the apartment buildings.
I don't know. Like, so I get apartments, especially if your like plan is to exterm stuff down. Like, bringing a couple apartments might not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
And yeah, if he's bringing that ape bomber, like I'm no longer nearly as down on it, right? That Death 5 is useful, especially because
Until we get a second Def 5 building, it has a niche.
Yep. Funny thing is, the one building that you can shoot and maybe not hit the secure zone with something like devastation.
True.
uh, yeah, any Def 4 unit in the cover, right?
Exactly.
As long as you hit its defense exactly,
As long as
it's
you hit the
modified.
4, you miss the 5.
And that's only with an exterm too, right? It doesn't apply
Yes.
to. So,
Well,
there is one scenario.
the
King
heavy
Tide.
bombers. Or rocket apes or whatever they are. Don't they also have devastation?
They have devastation, but they don't have penetrator. And you don't go up to
Oh,
Def
that's right.
6, right? You only go up to Def
Yeah.
5.
Well, the apartments are Def 5, so you'd still be hitting anything with cover. Unless it also
Right.
had a force field.
If it was a Def 4 unit with force field, or if it was a crab in the water with Leviathan,
Yeah. So you have
who we will be seeing in this match.
Or
Yeah, it is entirely possible in this map for like Clay to out big brain us all and like shoot down a building and leave the crabs intact. I'm not sure what the value to that play would be, but it's a possible play.
Um, there is a world in which that play becomes interesting, but that world is not here yet.
yeah, but the question is, does that world have the potential of existing sometime in this match?
No, that world involves models.
Okay.
Anyway,
Very
well,
carefully chosen words.
You heard it here first, folks. At some point in the future, models could be a part of this game.
The very distant future.
So past the X-Men, got it.
And then some people in Philly were saying we might have models in this game soon.
I was gonna try to make a joke about like Tabletop Simulator having physical models, but it didn't click in my brain.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna tell you about the concept of the joke instead.
fair enough.
the pinnacle of humor.
I want it to be known that an attempt was made, but it was not a good enough attempt to be worth saying out loud.
Yeah, I've been there before.
So if those ape gunners were fusiliers, I am much more into this unit list.
Oh, yeah?
To be fair, wasn't this list? No, this list can't have been made before the Fusilier, the team tactics change, right? Because Dyna's legal for this event, so.
Dajan does know that there's handy little snap places for those, right?
I imagine he does. Whoa, someone started their clock.
Boy, that is just annoying. Let's see, what do we have? 2 berserkers, 3 crabs, rocket.
Can someone stream this in Discord for me?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Gracias.
It's 3300 or 3355 to reset it.
Oh, three. It would be zeros, because it's in seconds, and the seconds should be zeros. A lot of people put in an extra 5 seconds just so they can stop the clock.
Cowards.
They shouldn't need to do that anymore.
Well, he started his clock on accident. So it's not that he's set to 0, it's just
He was getting stuff out of a bag and accidentally clicked the clock. Happens to the best of us.
the real players count setup as part of their clock, right?
Punish your opponent by not coming in with a saved list.
That would like double the amount of time I use in games. I'm not down for that.
Well, that's just because all of your games end super quickly, right?
About 20 minutes typically.
Yeah, he's a really fast player.
That must be where I get it from.
You have been playing this a lot. Something is bound to get off, right?
Yep, and that's the only thing. I have not learned anything else from Relocked, ever. Definitely haven't learned oblit monster placement that I continuously mess up, but try to duplicate.
That's okay. Mike messed it up in his game yesterday too.
At least it...
I know he messed up the placement on a new map with me, but I didn't see it capitalized.
Yeah, his game against Armored, he went for that like when you offset your two monsters in the Thunderdome so they're invincible. But one of his monsters was just like way far forward, so just like walked in behind and body slammed. He sent me a DM just like, we will not talk about my monster placement. Not one fucking word.
Did he still win?
Yeah, he did.
Because it's Mike fucking Ireland.
It was allegedly very close though.
I don't remember if I saw that one or not, honestly.
You would remember.
I think I saw part of it. I don't think I saw all of it.
Because for about half of that game, he would have been 2v1ing with Yesheth.
Wow.
Yeah. This was yesterday, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I didn't see it, but I did record it. Let's go back and watch that. But I did hear about the 2v1 with Yasha. It sounded impressive.
I mean, I would rather 2v1 with Yasheth than with Blasticutter.
Yeah.
That was never going to be Mike's problem that game.
Yeah, at least when I mess up my oblit placement, it's because I'm trying to get Grappler to go off. So they can't get past Dajan usually to get behind him.
It's better than messing up the way Martin did against me. I didn't have to get behind him, I just shot off a unit and stepped forward. Put him into a double.
Hmm.
Fun match, though. Kind of like my match with you, Marin. I still think Mung Mung more one match because or lost that to bad dice than bad play.
I mean, my game into you, I definitely had some misplays. But yeah, my dice didn't help. You're right.
No, like misplays can be recovered from, but what 390s missing? That's not really something you can do much about.
Marin didn't throw a 90 and miss in your game.
Yeah,
No,
all of my misses were in the 80 to 86 range.
well, still though.
That, yeah.
It was looking for slightly hot dice and getting punished. But it was also like those turns didn't need to be that kind of turn. Marin
Yeah.
could have like slow played it.
Yeah. And that was the misplay, was not choosing the right turn type.
Yeah.
If I was going to take that type of turn, I generally did the right thing. I just took the wrong turn.
That was fair. I mean, my point kind of remains valid all the same. You don't expect multiple 1 in 5s to miss, much less 1 in 7. 1 in 7s.
I mean, actually, we get like really lucky because we throw 1 in 5s like every attack of the game, right?
Well, yes, and in the course of a game, you might expect one of them to miss. Marin missed 3, 4 of them. That's what I'm.
Are you talking about this event or last event? Because last event was another story entirely.
Yeah, I was talking this event for you.
Yeah, because like Marin, you took that like dicey chain and then
Yeah,
got max punished, right?
yeah. But last event my game into Twisted was like 690s missed. It was bad.
Yeah.
Now some of those were unit attacks, but still.
Well, and in some
Gang
ways, I
just
had
did
it
not.
coming. I mean, from what TTS 3 to 6, I couldn't be missed by anything less than, well, by anything.
Yeah, and you couldn't hit anything ever. Period.
I mean, at some point, things had to balance out, right?
That is not how statistics work, but you are welcome to think that.
I know. I know it's not.
Well, Gehghis almost got the media placements right.
So like his media placements are going to be fine in the end as long as he takes that like the spot by the guard base, the upper corner there. Biggest problem is just like leaving that.
That spawn zone
But
untouched.
it's less of a big deal because
No,
Dajan
no,
has no interceptor.
no cargo, huh?
Not running any sort of cargo or anything that matter with Twisted Medias at all.
So it also means that he can sprint for 1 and
Oh.
blitz for 1 at the spawn.
That's true.
This was way too respectful a building draft for me.
Well, there aren't 8 medias, so it was going to be way too respectful regardless, right?
Yeah, too much respect being paid here. Being gentle, letting people get actions, not into it.
Someone do me a favor and A, yell at John for using out of date units, and B, yell at him for using the wrong one answers.
Yell at him for what, Monkey?
He's using the wrong Dynastimus.
Oh. He's not using Flutterbomb. Does he know about Flutterbomb?
That's a good question. Probably not.
Just waiting for him
Two
to
separate
fight back.
messages.
What the hell?
What the fuck is a flutter bomb?
Where?
There we go.
Hey!
Got ourselves a flutter bomb, huh?
I like that it changed the state, but not, and in doing so, changed the color of the base.
Yeah.
Flutterbomb is always red.
So what states actually are just multiple objects compressed into a stack.
Yeah.
So like that Flutterbomb standee is technically a completely different object than the Dime one. It's just that only one's active at a time. Which is why it's such a pain to put new maps into the mod. Because you have to make a stack of individual maps and then select them all.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Uh-huh. And then once they are compressed down into a single object, I have to go through each state and lock them all again. Because in order to be selected, they have to be unlocked.
Yeah. I know you can select some things with holding Alt. I don't know if you can click select, but you can dump them all in a pile. You can hold Alt and select them that way.
Huh.
Well, Gehghis has a beautiful backline. And Clay has a slightly less beautiful backline.
One has media and the other doesn't.
Yep,
One has an ISB and the other doesn't.
also that.
Yeah, it sounds like the bigger issue here.
And it's first player, too.
Come on down and get patrol based.
I will note the patrol base isn't under static. Clearly, Clay's plan is better than mine. A patrol base is just going to be dumping little monkeys in the back line the whole game.
I mean, I won't be impressed until he changed unit turns to use patrol based twice in a row.
Raw power.
Marin, you sound like you're in pain there.
Just wait till our next game, Marin, when I threaten the unit chain.
Using crush hour rules or not?
Oh, only crush hour rules. They're the best part of the future.
Remember when we were teased a 14 health Leviathan?
Were you? I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was a point in testing when he was 14 health, according to an Oz live stream at one point.
Oh, okay.
I would say his stats reflect him having been 14 health at one point.
Yeah.
Right, like 5'7" with 14 health is a much more respectable stat line than the 13.
Yeah. I mean, his real problem right now is that Taharka exists, and why would you ever feel Leviathan when you could feel Taharka?
But now you can kill them.
Pure beef.
Because for 99% of the Harkness development, he was 12 health.
Fair. But he's out at 13 now, so one of these things has to change.
Well, I mean, Leviathan has been under, like we've considered him under basically the whole time, right?
Yeah, understand.
Yeah, like there's never been a time where we're like, he's fine, but like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely looked and said, well, it's not the worst we've seen, but
Yeah, like Crunch is sweet, King of Tides is sweet, Bulwark is just an abomination.
God, that stupid ability.
It's
It's grappler for ranged attacks. That makes it good, right?
it's the worst. It's the worst rule in the game, right?
Treacherous terrain.
Yeah, I
I
would.
still pressure strain actually comes up more often than Bulwark does.
I don't think I
rules
can
that have
dispute
never
you
come
on
up.
that.
I have had exactly one game where treacherous terrain was relevant, which
I
is
can
more
say
than I
the
can
same
say.
about Terrify though.
Sure, but Terrify is like way better than
But
either of those two.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Terrify is flavor text just because it's easy to play around, not because it's like not got impact.
Yeah. And it's appropriate flavor text, so there's that.
I love that old Terrify was cannot move into spaces like within 2 spaces this small or some bullshit.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
and
it was
stop if they move
modeled.
within.
I think it was models adjacent or enemy models adjacent to this model can't attack, or enemy units just can't attack.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, it was like the unit version of Steady, where Steady used to be this monster can't be body slammed.
right, yeah. And so they did the exact same thing. Except
Yeah.
I think technically Terrify came first.
Same
In
time
2.0, definitely.
No, Grosh came out before Ares, right?
by a month.
Oh, I don't like this. Not at all.
So he's doing that so he can shuttle the
The,
apartment building.
yeah, but I would have just taken the industrial amount Terra, dropped a bunker, and been like, deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is also fine, right? Although it's real easy to get a Shadow Rider across there, or a Berserker, because he's got those two. I wasn't sure, which is why I didn't say it first. Yeah, like Berserker just walks over there, eats both ants, easy peasy.
Fun piece of Monpoc trivia. Originally, the maps were supposed to be square, and they had little areas on the right and left side for your unit reserves.
Huh?
I mean, in 1.0, the maps were square.
Yep. I have a Calamity Park that has 1.0 style unit reserves on the sides of it.
Huh, that's cool.
That's actually very cool. Didn't realize that. Neat. I guess
Yeah,
they
I didn't
decided for like
realize
the Neoprene.
So I asked for the original files for Calamity and Destruction put into the mod, so we don't have to use them.
Oh.
And the ones that they
Okay.
sent over are like working files from before release.
I see.
The ants are sweet little models. I'm very impressed with the sculpting on those. That whole starter is just like fantastic.
Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Yeah.
I like the fire kami a lot more than other people do. I like that they're waltzing.
Oh, I love it. It's fantastic. It looks cool as hell. It's nice to see, the units having some fun too.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird to me to complain about something that looks like it's dancing.
Very twisted. That would be way off brand.
That is.
I am not into the inclusion of the blaster in this list at all.
There's a blaster?
Yep.
Like the elephant?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think I only saw one hippo.
There is a single basher.
Run it for lead from the front. Let's go.
There's also a scrapper in here, so like
There's some stuff happening.
there are some choices being made. Also, isn't that ape not fast enough to do that? Aren't they speed 5?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I thought all apes were 4.
Actually, no. Almost all apes are speed 5. Assault
Yeah,
apes are
assault
just
apes are
slow.
weird
Oh.
because they're in Ripley armor.
Yeah, and they're also like insanely strong. If they were speed 5, they would be even worse.
No, it's just the Ripley armor. And it is speed 5, so it actually can't make it there. Which they have realized.
Yeah. Yeah, once he stopped advancing, I stopped, like, even thinking that I would need to comment on it, like, in the game.
I just didn't know the speed of an Abe bomber. I have never spawned one of those. I don't even think I painted one.
I know the guy I've played with has spawned them, but I don't know what they are.
I just retain information really well.
As to
Yep.
painting them, I do know he painted them, and they are hilarious.
Yeah, I enjoyed painting my assault apes, so
Yeah.
that's just I haven't gotten around to it yet.
He painted his 8 bombers to look like a all-American Daredevil type thing.
Well, and we're about to see a power up for Zero. Bless you.
Sorry.
Should have stepped once beforehand, so it could have cleared the crawler.
Yeah, I mean, that's an experience thing. In all likelihood. Although both of these players have played for a while.
Yeah, but more intermittently than the rest of us, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And
Might also just not like have counted in the industrial too, right? I know I get like tripped up by that. Actually, I think he is not counting in industrial. Oh, no, Percy moved 7, so maybe he also didn't want to. I don't know. Some people don't like taking a billion steps on the first turn to turn off the opposing power base.
Dinah is screened really well here, right?
Yeah, very, very hard to get at, especially when you're considering double pedestrian. One of them's only speed 5.
She's just using her shitty gun to shoot the media.
And she hit.
That's fantastic. The only attack on the card that doesn't have pen still has 3 boost, still hit the media.
Did it. Now I would have like stepped Percy up and swatted bomber to crab.
I think he's planning on using the bomber as an extra part of the screen.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. Because like this is just pure disrespect. This is like you brought double pedestrians to this. I don't even need to screen.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to pocket. Because it doesn't matter that Percy's back half isn't screened. These monsters can't do anything about it.
Physically can't get there. I mean, like, the best thing he could do here is... Nope, that doesn't work, because the bomber is where it is. So power-ups for 2.
Yep. This is like step Dajan all the way down, smack one of the ants into the crawler.
Yeah, that works. Like shut down that power base as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't matter because like Gehghis isn't chaining.
But you force him to spend the resources on resecuring that instead of
instead of like pulling more board advantage. Agreed.
Yeah.
Like that is the reason to do it. It never feels great for that to be your like option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you're going into unit turn and I'm about to just attack the unit. Great. Well, that's just gonna be replaced.
Like when you're pulling them down to like 1 or 2 units left on the board, like it feels great to pull those kind of plays off. But this situation is not that. This is like 2 units, minimal disruption.
Like the other thing that I like, and there's no way in the world he has enough dice for it, but ooh, I don't like what's happening here. But like, if he could like step Leviathan up and rampage through You can't rampage through them both because he'd bonk into Percy. Never mind. I was thinking like maybe you could try to rampage through the apartment and the wreck, but that doesn't work.
It does not. No, this is like real bad. So what maybe you should have done is Leviathan rams the Mount Terra in your back line. White Dajan steps in and throws Percy to the double. Like that was the best way to punish this, probably.
And you're getting 3 power dice maximum to hit Percy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's
Like in terms of damage dealing options, like that is probably the only one.
Yeah.
You could also go for because the Leviathan does technically have a gun. You could go for the crunch shot.
Okay, you know what? Crunch shot is probably the best. Just like pocket in. So Dajan should actually be like a couple steps back.
Yeah, and Leviathan's 1 step further forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a range 3 gun, so he needs to be 1 step further forward anyway, and that's
Okay,
the better pocket anyway.
Yeah, that pocket means Dajan needs to be like a bunch of spaces back from where he is, right? Because then he needs to pocket under the spawn point next to the downtown there.
Yes. And like then they can still get to Dajan, but they need to go like the whole way down.
Yeah, they have to go all the way around, and that's fine. If they have to burn like 7 steps to get on your monsters, like they did it. They earned that. They earned that power attack.
And like Dinah's just way out of position at that point, right?
Yeah, you had to pick like a flank and hard commit.
Yeah,
because
going down the middle is not great, and Dajan is in the worst place right now.
Rolled a 6, so what was that to do? Okay.
That was punching the high rise.
I figured it was something like that.
Probably so he has more reds on the gunshot. Probably.
Maybe I don't know what's going on. Oh, and look at that, Tech. Gehghis is swapping out all the uncolored stuff for you.
Damn straight.
That's what happens when you get 2 people to yell at a single player.
Look, if Tech has to have this brain worm, the rest of us better use its labors.
Damn straight. I didn't stay up until 1 a.m. every night this week for people to not use them.
And he's just not doing anything past that? Well, Dajan's dead.
Well, no, this is a chain.
Okay.
Which still doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's still not super helpful, but I guess he can have 5 dice in his pool when he goes for the gunshot.
Sure.
And hey, if he manages to get like ram and then crunch shot, that's what 3 damage and 4 buildings off the map. 3 buildings off the map before anyone takes a power attack.
So, Gehghis can actually deliver a berserker to that power base.
Yeah.
Even with Flutterbomb where she is.
Yeah. You spawn 2 speed boosters. Did it?
Oh yeah. Speed boosters.
Right. If you're gonna like heavily prioritize having a crane in your list, I think that not like looking for those kind of speed booster plays is a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked for them and I didn't even have one in my list when I played against
I did that 2 TTSs ago against Centipede, maybe?
It was just it was Centipede for me as well. I dropped speed boosters and I got a assault ape into his backline that miraculously solo flung a power pod into a media.
Yeah, or just send a hunter down there. That works.
Yeah, a hunter, like the problem with it is that a hunter just does the job, right?
Yeah.
Hunter just like goes up, shoots the blaster, like easy mode.
I don't know what the spy fly is doing because it's not going to get in range.
couple TTSs ago that was using Conyards as their jump buildings.
Was Suspectum last event.
Yeah, I had 3.
No, it was the event before that I'm talking about.
He has done it for a couple events actually.
Okay, well then it was probably Suspectum. And yeah, that's exactly what I did. He took my SSI, so I was like, okay, well, I'll secure this Conyard and make a bunch of the speed boosters.
This works. The hunter just can't be on a relevant point. Yeah. Who cares how relevant it is?
He doesn't have a power base. I mean, assuming the hunter can hit a 3 on 2 and 3, which
it should.
It
Like
should.
that's the attack we throw all the time.
Should. We have all seen it miss.
It's because
More
it's
than
not
once.
it's not as good as we keep thinking it is.
No, it's about an 80.
It's about an 80, not about not the 90 that people seem to think it should be. But like unit attacks are just
Well, you can't manipulate unit attacks to get them safe, right? Like
No.
we don't have that option.
No, that's
There's
why
too
I'll
many
take-
things you have to do.
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I take like 70s on units all the time.
yeah. I'm not saying we're doing it wrong. I'm just pointing out it's not as safe as people think it is.
It's true. And to be fair, we're probably doing it wrong, right? Like there is probably a better way to do that.
Maybe.
I mean, berserkers can throw an extra white and it becomes plenty safe. Molochs specifically. And I actually don't know what the hunter's white die stat is. The hunter might be able to throw 3. It's 2?
2.
Okay.
It can do 2,
Yep.
3.
Okay.
Well, and there we go. And Gehghis has successfully aborted the chain.
That's what we think.
Well, I'm not saying that like Clay can't go for it. It's just it won't do anything now.
Yeah, it's significantly worse.
You can just like
Punch the spy fly into the crawler, swat the squicks into the propo walker.
I was just looking at like fling punch the that's his bomber, huh?
Yep.
Rip in pepperonis.
And there's a squicks there too.
I believe
Technically, the phrasing is an open space, right? If you look at the actually, I don't know.
Okay, but you can put a resource extractor under a crawler.
If it says open space, then the answer is yes, because open is referring to the terrain.
The
type.
terrain type. Okay, then yeah, you're good.
I think he's trying to build on the or under something.
Yeah. Yeah, he's building a.
Hey.
That he couldn't do. But that was just the copy paste. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's 100% solid.
How does the speed booster read? Can you get an extra diagonal using a speed booster?
You don't count this. Yeah, you don't count the space against your movement, but it still counts like you still move diagonally that turn. You still move diagonally during that movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was checking.
Just you get 1 extra space to your movement.
Oh yeah, it's like it only.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's the extra space on your movement.
Yeah.
It's like a fake +1 speed every time you walk over one.
Yeah.
Which means technically you can. No, you can only benefit from an individual speed booster once per turn, right? Or
yeah, you can't like walk back and forth on it. I mean, not like I don't know what that would do, but
it would just it's technically a way to spend an infinite amount of time on a turn.
I can't ever see that being like a value play.
No,
I would like to spend more time on this turn.
But it is funny.
That's something you do to flex when you're relocked. You're up like 20 minutes and you're about to end the game on your next or on your next monster.
Okay, but why would I do that?
Bold of you to assume Relocked ever wants the game to go longer.
Yeah. That is the mistaken assumption there. It's like, no, the point is that I only have to play like 20 minutes of Monpoc. I'm into it.
I know you would be. I'm just saying that's the only time when you might consider doing something like that.
So you mean when Marin considers doing something like that?
Fair enough.
So the actual play here was stepping diagonally up with Dajan and then rampaging across.
Yeah, because that would clear them all out and give you full
Have a
dice.
red back because of Demolisher.
From if he stepped to this position, he could get 9 back from Demolisher.
I'm seeing destroy the apartment and the Triumph and killing the Squigs from that 8.
Yes, and what he's going for is instead going to be Rampage, Wreck, Apartment, Downtown High Rise, right?
So I don't like this because it deals 1, it takes away your double, and 2, it deals 2 damage to Dajan.
1 damage to Dajan.
He clears the wreck.
Yeah. But it deals like this is a 3 damage play to you across the turn, right? To put your opponent into a single. Like that is the worst way to spend the health lead that you start with this pairing.
And Dajan had to go into that first fire to do that, right? So it's actually a 4 damage spend because he has to go because he still has to go into the double fire with Leviathan too.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, I forgot about the one at the start. But he's got Dajan in the wrong spot, unless I can't count.
So Dajan was here 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Feel a little bit bad for just using the word consequently, but
Making the
go.
Marin's just making us all look like plebs over here.
I'm sorry, I was writing backstory earlier. I've got fucking thesaurus brain on.
As long as he doesn't do it too often, I'm okay with him making us look like the uncultured swine on occasion. I still need to make backstory.
Have you decided on class yet?
Nope.
Don't worry, neither have I. I sent Corgi 2 full backstories and was like, here, does one of these look better? And he was like, nah, they're both cool. And I was like, thanks, Corgi.
Well, Clay is an absolute madman.
Oh yeah?
Did you just try
and
for a 9
immediately
on that?
And immediately punished.
Why would he try for a 9 on that?
Did he?
He went
Okay.
1-3-5 to hit a.
Yeah, 9. For 9 dice to try to hit a 9. Why not just throw all of your dice at that point?
Yeah, I don't even. Which monster do you even go in on here, right? The way that this has been like demolished, it's actually kind of a challenge. I think like it has to be Leviathan, even though he's the higher health monster.
And the monster you would prefer to be 1v1 or 1v1ing, right?
Yeah, but
Like by a
you can
considerable
actually,
margin.
but you can actually do 8 damage to him, like pretty easily.
Yeah, because it's throw over to wreck, throw down to double, right?
Yeah. Where like Dajan isn't lined up for anything, and with Leviathan blocking the double fire, there's just like no good play.
Yeah, because the best thing you can do, and like he's steady, so any lines that would rely on a body slam just immediately get dicey.
Yeah.
Oh, is he splitting, or is he just going down and wrecking power base even further?
So this might be throw Dajan to.
Throw
No,
Dajan. Don't try to body slam Dajan, please. Don't try to throw body slam when you're not getting any reds back. Begging you.
this is 7.
Yeah, so he's stepping one. Oh, it's an attempt to throw. Well, how's he getting? He's not going to get any dice back, so he's not going to get to be able to throw to the double, right?
Yeah, that's my problem with it.
Right, because he can go
Yeah, he's
three
gonna be one.
spaces. That's just barely into the media, if I'm doing my math right.
I'm looking at the other double.
Yeah, I looked at both doubles. It doesn't matter. You need 4 dice for one. So okay, if you only need 4 dice, this works.
Swap for a wreck, right?
Swap for wreck, recycle something.
Or you could. Okay,
And
never mind.
this is
I was,
Diner,
I
right?
was, yeah, I was leaned far enough back that a lot of those dice looked like blanks just because how few of the black pixels were hitting my eyeball.
Okay, you got this, Gehghis. I believe you'll see the swap for wreck line.
I'm not really expecting to see it.
I mean, you could also just like pass here, right?
Yeah, you could also just pass here.
And then just
Do it on the
kill
chain.
on the chain.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're regaining 6 if you pass here, so that seems like a
7.
even better.
What just happened? Oh, he just moved those instead of. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna go for the throw the single.
I mean, broadcasting the chain there would just resulted in Dajan taking the media or taking the Noctera and moving away.
Well, so you also like swap for the Mount Terra, right? You just like
Yeah. You swap out the Conyard for the Mount Terra.
That
just
would
hold
have
both
been the
Mount
correct
Terras in
thing,
your back
yes.
line.
Yeah.
I hope he didn't try to body slam there.
You got it.
Okay, cool.
Oh man, the double pedestrians are rough.
Yeah.
I was just like doing like a quick run over all the monsters just to see if like anyone was in line to go single to double.
Percy is.
And no, Percy is not.
If he goes to the corner of the media, you can go up into the Tokyo Triumph and the rec facility. And
Oh,
the Hunter.
that sorry, but
Oh, yeah,
the
body
problem,
slam.
they actually can't get there, right? Like because they are both slow pedestrians, they physically cannot land for the other car.
So Dajan just went hyper, so he's a fast high mobility now. He's speed 7 high mo.
That's a good point. Okay, so then maybe it is doable. I forgot that Dajan was actually hyper now, which means that actually like Dinah is also in trouble. Just depend. Like the problem is the Leviathan's just a speed 5 idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
Like he's gonna have himself down to like probably 8 or 9 health before he ever takes an attack.
Yeah, that works out.
Other thing to consider about Percy's current positioning is it does not need to be the positioning on the turn. We have a Mount Terra that isn't under media.
That is true.
Yeah, just hell, pull him back in between the media and the apartment. Done.
Yep.
That's single to single, but it ain't single to double, and
That is
Clay's gonna need
distinction.
Clay's gonna need to start putting guys into doubles to catch up here.
I mean, it also makes you put Leviathan drawn down to 10 if you don't want to take a million steps.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad when I'm commenting on a monster taking hazard damage.
Well, the problem is that there's no benefit, right? It's not putting you over a relevant threshold.
And past that, I don't want to accelerate into Leviathron's hyper anyway. I lose King of Tides, which is the best ability on the card.
True. Although it doesn't do much on this map aside from the speed, the bonus speed.
Actually, it's pretty big because with Industrial and King Tide, you can actually move a crab straight from one of the spawn points onto the negative zone.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that like the difference between it and Stampede is fairly negligible on this map, right?
Sure, yeah, but I just meant that like
Yeah.
that speed boost on like, so the thing is, it's also about the unit you're buffing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Very true.
Like Stampede is just never as good because it's buffing bellowers instead of crabs.
Or buffing bashers.
Also bad choices.
Yes. The mutates have the basher and the blaster are still their highest def, right? Their other two that are out are def
Dose.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it's all, but like Stampede is also really relevant for clickers because 6 spaces instead of 5 is a huge shift.
Yeah, with that and Tooth and King of Beasts, they become actually effectively hunters with tag on top of it.
Yeah, I mean that one's a hard one to like parse because like Pen is slightly better in some situations. Heightened Senses is slightly better in others.
Right, yeah, because if you've got a Reaper in cover, you're ignoring 2 defense, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
I just mean like odds to hit are generally going to be about the same, right? It becomes a 2-3 shot that ignores at least 1 bonus to defense.
Yeah, they're slightly worse at shooting Def 4 things, slightly better at shooting Def 3 things with extra protection, right? Because they also natively ignore Cloak.
Yep.
But just, being speed 6 and range 5 is the biggest part.
Yep. But it also means that they pair better with the in-agenda spotters, right?
In-agenda spotters. Oh, I would argue that the clicker pairs much worse with the rocket chopper than the hunter does with the spyfly.
Yes. And I guess the command or the ape infiltrator is ability to turn off cloak doesn't matter. So
yeah, they're actually just like they have inherently less synergy. They are a much more standalone unit.
Which is fine.
Well, yeah, because the benefit they provide is also much bigger than the one the hunter provides.
Yeah, well, their synergy is not with something buffing their attack. It's with the follow through, right? It's because all of their synergy is in tag.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that ape infiltrators turn off cloak until you said that.
Yep, they have just worse pointer on their card.
Because pointer was developed later.
Yes, it was. And to be fair, I'm 100% on board for there being an ability that just pulls off cloak and doesn't also pull off cover.
Okay, so he went for the chain just to get the Dajan kill. Perfectly respectable.
Kind of wish there was abilities that turned off cover and abilities that turned off cloak, but not one that did it at the same time.
You had an there, Marin?
I actually didn't see where he was getting the. I forgot Dajan was lined up for the other double.
Yeah, because he was on the line for the double to double.
Yeah. Like I said, he was in the worst possible space. I just forgot that he was in the worst possible space earlier. Well, This game is thoroughly over.
They need to kill those buildings, right?
Yeah, and the hunter.
Too bad I had to be the hunter instead of the crab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Marin, you have much snarkier judge voice than I do.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I was going for exactly the tone you take, but okay.
Way snarkier.
Yeah, I didn't read that as any snarkier than you are.
I only make declarative sentences.
Yeah.
See, in my eyes, asking the question is more respectful. Being like, hey, isn't this how this works, right? It's not saying I know the rules better than you. It's actually asking them to interrogate their play instead.
Yeah, I also like it because it allows you to be wrong. So if you
Yeah,
missed something, if they were doing something different than what you thought.
Yeah, I am always perfectly willing to admit when I'm wrong. When they're like, it did something else. I'm like, okay. I don't know. It's just the way I prefer, I guess.
Also, bold of you to say you always do declarative sentences when your last judge thing ended in a question mark.
No,
No,
his
my last
last
one
judge
was.
thing was Leviathan should be at 11.
Oh, that was twisted. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, coming at me with your facts all misaligned.
It is in fact something that I was incorrect about. Two damage to Percy. You walked through a fire to get there, right? Yep.
I mean, yeah, if I were to read my thing out loud, it was kill the buildings, and then Marin saying, and the hunter too, right? Yeah.
It's always the text problem, right?
Yep.
Because you could also read mine as being like very abrupt when I'm just like, Leviathan should be a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Poor Leviathan. I don't know. Is there a unit kill this game
You mean a
or a
monster
monster?
kill?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
it's gonna be tough.
I'm sure it's possible. I'm not sure it's probable.
well, so like next turn is what? Well, so Percy's gonna go down to 4.
Yeah, Percy eats a single pretty much no matter what here. I don't
Yeah.
see a place where he can go where he's not going to.
I mean, the trick to this is just kill the units, but I don't think you can kill all the units. So
No, I mean, he already has 4, and even getting to 6 is going to be enough.
yeah, you're just like hoping for a miss. Well, that berserker is making the attempt.
If you start on a speed booster, do you get its effect?
I believe it
Yes.
says starting on as well. Yeah.
Yep, it
Okay.
starts on or moves into.
Okay.
Speed booster should also be. No, they don't need to get an errata because it's any advance, right? Because they also apply to things like hit and run and berserk.
Yep. They do now.
Sure. I cannot imagine that was intentional, but
Well, but we asked about that immediately, and they said yes
And they
at the
said
time.
yes, yeah. Although, like, bold
That
us to
doesn't
assume
mean
that
anything.
ruling is staying the same.
I was gonna say you want to count a ruling that happened in that time period as canon in the current one.
Given that Team Tactics was also in that time period, no. I guess Team Tactics was actually a little after that time period, wasn't it? A couple months.
I would
Was
count that as the same vague era.
the dark times.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if I do or not, because I kind of feel like the building month ends an era. And
The building. So those buildings were way delayed, right?
true.
Like we didn't get crane until after. I was like the team tournament was the first event it was legal for, and that was like June, July.
Yeah,
we got
building
we
month
got the
is
buildings
usually
and
building month is
then
usually June, I think, and so I don't think we got those until July.
yeah, and then after the buildings, it was like 2 months before we got the dragons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there was
long ass 2 months.
Well, didn't we delay
Well, I guess we
TTS?
should probably start that era with the buildings, since that's where we got media too.
He did that in the wrong order. He should have gone for the crab on the PowerPoint first.
God, I cannot believe it was Media Cathedral Crane, right? That's what we got in that pack.
Yep.
Cathedral Country, Crane came the following month.
Okay.
No, Crane had just come out. Then we got media.
Then
Yeah, and it was Gantry.
yeah, Gantry was
Mhm.
yeah no.
Oh, you're
Gantry
right.
Cathedral.
Crane was first. Then the following month we got Media, Gantry,
And
Cathedral.
Cathedral.
Then we had a month off. Then we got Raskin.
What killed that?
I wasn't paying attention.
That was the rec facility. That was recycled.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know, if I was Gehghis there, I might have tried to save a die to use one of my Provo Walkers to propaganda to punish the chain.
I get the rationale, but is there like a real significant difference between 4 and 5 white dice on
No,
the turn?
you're right. Yeah, if he was at 4, dropping him to 3, dropping it from like a 60 to a 50% to crunch,
Yeah.
instead of like going from still better than coin flip to better than coin flip.
Well,
And that's a
landed it
crunch.
with the crunch.
Might have bled off 2 whites on this and
I'm not
stepped
chaining
to the
again.
back. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have chained again. I would have stepped to the back line, just to make him have to throw me a little further.
And you'd also save them in case the attack missed. You could get the reroll.
No, reroll's
No,
offline.
it's offline.
Oh, it's offline. Never mind.
Yeah, that berserker just went nuts there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That shows how much I was paying attention to that unit turn. I was like, yeah, there's units over there. He's probably still got it secured. Doesn't even check the base color.
So this is Leviathan takes 7 damage, and then Leviathan dies.
So Leviathan into Media, Leviathan into Triumph Fire.
And then Leviathan into Harbinger or Rec Facility or whatever.
Literally anything.
Probably.
Question is just a question of dice, but it's Percy's Hyper, so Percy's got Siphon. And if he really needs to, he can ping off another thing for another die. Like the 8 Bomber, which is just trivial.
I mean, you might even just shoot him. Right, he's a Def 7.
Also fair.
It almost makes me want to reverse them, though. Have Dinah make the first attack so Percy can make the second one, so I can get the Spy Fly for Spotter to make it even, like, cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, the like swapping positions makes me feel a little bit iffy on the steps you'd have to take, but with where they wound up,
yeah,
I
you've
think
got full
either
dice.
one of them.
So.
Yeah, either one of them probably could have done that. You got full dice and fission.
Yeah, you're fine. And you've got Mount Terra, right? You got a free step. You can fission. He's going for shoot the shadow out of that.
Okay.
Interesting. Definitely not what I would have done.
Like
in that order in particular, right?
Yeah, I would have done it after the attack for sure. Right, like you do the power attack, then you like load back up on some extra reds.
Yeah.
100%. I do like pulling it off instead of taking the extra damage on Leviathan, because what's the difference between 3 and 2?
Especially on a pedestrian.
Yeah.
On a pedestrian with these two monsters too, right? Like
Yeah.
from 3 health, you're dead without a power attack ever happening.
Yeah, Dinah can brawl you and then you just get shot, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he saved just enough red so he can do the next attack. Oh, didn't even. There we go.
Did he get back the full 4 reds there?
How many did he spend on it? Because he should have gotten. He should have gotten 4 back.
Yeah.
Did he miss the siphon? Did he only take 3 back?
I don't know.
At the very least, Dajan forgot to lose the die.
Well, I wasn't 100% sure how many
Yep, there we go.
dice Dajan had at the start of the turn, but like he lost 2 on power up, right?
That was the time when the
on
question
power up,
was.
1 on siphon.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right. He should have lost 2 on power up, so you wouldn't have even had any to siphon, but you still gain it, so.
Yeah. I wasn't sure what was going on, so I didn't say anything on that one.
Yeah, that was that question mark was very legitimate. It was like, did you? I don't know.
I mean, he sure as hell hit. It's still 3 damage, but it's Tokyo Triumph.
Yep.
Until we get Monpoc version 3 this summer that removes Incombustible from the game.
Yeah, but do we finally get Jeremy's Super Spire? That's the real question.
No Super Spire, no Hella Combustible.
But we still have we still have debris tiles because you have to be able to extinguish and ignite.
Correct. And you can still stomp them out.
Yep.
But stomp no longer affects units.
Stomp is an action now.
It just keeps getting worse.
No, Stomp is still a power attack. In order to put the hazard out, you need to successfully hit the defense of the building that it used to be.
Stomps are the most used power attack.
It is also the player's responsibility to remember what building was where.
Tech. Go, and I cannot stress this enough. Fuck yourself.
I, for one, welcome the new era of game design. Monpoc has never been stronger.
I'm a game designer. It says so on my tax return.
Rip your wallet.
Yep. Love seeing a negative $500.
Why did they charge you $500?
Because I don't get taxed on.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I figured. You don't have a W-2 that's automatically taking it out type thing.
Yeah. Like, when I, saying when, very hopefully, get published, like, they're just gonna, like, the publishing house is just gonna write me a check, and then I have to either, like, send the income tax portion of that to the government immediately, or wait until I do my taxes, and they tell me, hey, you owe us, like, $700.
Yeah.
Pay up.
Yeah.
Yep. How it works.
Is that 8-bomber gonna try to blow up the Conyard on its own?
1 and 1.
I have no idea.
It's 1 and 2. because it's got destabilizer.
Disruption.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it literally can't roll high enough to blow up the Conyard.
Oh, that is incredible.
Oh no, because it can roll 2 on attack, right? Like it rolls 2 whites.
Oh, okay.
So nothing but 6s.
Coming in hot on that 0.18%.
We joke he's gonna hit it. It's gonna be amazing.
I mean, I hit with just one more blue die, so.
Yeah, but he really needs to be screening up Leviathan right here.
It kind of doesn't matter.
Well, that's true. That is what we were just talking about.
Yeah. Also Percy,
Because
right?
you're right.
Like you have.
Yeah, no, a punch and a blast is all it takes.
Yeah, or just like light or rapid fire step in, right? Like it's all free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
He also only has the scrapper that's immune to hazards, so he would have to screen the front. Oh no, I guess there's one spot you could stand that isn't on fire. Spawning the screen would have been absolute hell though,
Oh,
with Gehghis sitting on 2 spawn points.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I think that's why we saw so few spawns.
They got it.
He spawned a Sael, a Shadow Rider, and a Berserker, right? Because now that I think about it, Sael, Shadow Rider, Berserker is a 5-die turn. Just in spawn phase, so he should have 1 fewer whites right now.
Yeah, I wasn't paying close enough attention, but there's some funkiness going on here.
Well,
'Cause that was
we have it recorded. We can always review it later if we feel the need to.
4, 6. No, that was right. Because that crab has been there the whole time, right?
Yeah, no, I thought he summoned the, or spawned the Shadow Rider, the Sael, and the Draken Berserker.
Yeah, yeah. But there was a bump spawn, is what you might be. I'm pretty sure he bump spawned something, didn't he?
Well, then that would be 6 die that he had to spend, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he had 4 in pool.
Oh, did he? I thought he had 6 in pool.
No,
Okay.
he had 4 in pool.
Okay. Well, then shows how much attention I was paying, I guess. That hit. Oh,
Yep.
into the Comet Shard, probably.
Yeah. Oh, or the rec facility, like we said before. You know, like take your pick.
Not sure why he moved both his monsters over there, though.
You know, I'm not either, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Like I would have done that, but like you just throw all your dice at that attack every time. I was like, you could do that if you like threw like 1 white or something, but that's just never the right play.
Okay, we don't have anyone else playing today, do we?
I believe this is the only game because Chaos and Mimi are Saturday. I'm Saturday. Tech Saturday.
I'm canceled.
Yeah, you're canceled. Um,
What happened? Did you say something racist?
Nah, I don't know. Neurotica just said, "Hey, I can't play this week."
Oh, okay.
trying to think who else. Catsby and Corgi, but I assume that'll be a Saturday or a Sunday game as well.
Yeah, with Corey's work schedule for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Same with
Kringen Kevin is probably the same deal.
Frigate.
And Crimson and In Cover played.
I don't think they have yet. I think.
No, I played last night for sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
May
maybe.
12th. Nope. Hold on. No, they were just getting
Said
they were just
yesterday.
getting it scheduled. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yesterday Crimson was just telling In Cover he's good today and tomorrow, which I guess was yesterday and today. So they might be later today.
Or the game just isn't gonna happen.
Also possible. That's the 0x, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both 0-3.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, Marin, I haven't really decided my. I haven't even decided a race yet, so.
Well, Mimi's playing a druid, so I'm playing my fighter.
Oh, okay. I thought Mimi was going sorcerer.
Warlock was what she was initially considering, but I think she saw that there was
That's right.
another Warlock and went, okay, I'll do this instead. Or she saw how Warlock's playing and went, nope.
Also
Well,
possible.
yeah, because she plays Sorcerer usually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said.
The real answer is play a wizard based on Fox Mulder because one of the prompts is just Fox Mulder's backstory.
Oh, yeah? I thought about trying to do the Mr. Magoo wizard.
The what?
Wait, one of the default wizards is an FBI agent that loves flower seeds?
No, but like one of the prompts for the Strahd backstories the Corgi posted is
Oh,
like
yeah?
is literally just Fox Mulder's backstory. It's like your sister gets abducted by Oni and you were powerless to prevent it.
Okay.
I would immediately base an entire character and worldview on that. Hey, Gehghis.
I mean, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hello.
More Strahd stuff.
I mean, your play was all pretty clean. The only thing I think you missed is like you could have put Dajan down to 2 on the turn when you
Yeah.
just put him to 3. You just had to like swap your
Welcome to
crane for a rec facility and then recycle a unit.
Oh yeah.
But that was
But,
pretty minor
like-
because then you immediately killed him anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
changed for the kill
definitely-
regardless, so we're good.
You guys could probably feel the cringe through the screen as I realized I had miscounted how many dice I'd need to.
yeah,
For the
I saw it. Yeah, I definitely saw you like count it. I could just like feel it where you're just like, oh.
Yep.
If you would have taken the damage, if you were willing to take a damage and step in, or even not have to step in, right? Just land in that spot.
I
You could have
just
saved a die.
dumped that wizard that I was talking about into table talk.
Oh no.
Well, thanks
But-
for the help with the rules and stuff. See you guys around.
Yeah, have a good one. Good
See
game.
ya.
Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah, it was good to watch.
And you got to Flutterbomb too, which is the
I
best.
did. I had no idea she was in the mod
Yeah.
until you guys told me. I'm so
Yeah.
stoked. I'm sad it's on
the
possibly the final round.
the Pterodactyx unit also has the Pterodactyl in it.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It depends on if I can trust that Boxy will actually DQ me and Jeremy, and I can actually set it up.
Yeah, it's the setup that's going to be the problem.
Yeah. That may require some collaboration that Boxy would probably be justified in DQing you for.